Give yourself grace. The exact words my therapist gave me yesterday night. Not proud of it. I will be honest with you. I am very, very hard on myself, right? And I know a lot of people love to say that, but there's a big difference of when it gets unhealthy and when it's healthy. And I'm on this side of the spectrum, right? And it's because I get it from my mom. And I know it's not a good excuse, but it's reasoning as to why a lot of us are the way we are, right? We don't realize a lot of this stuff comes ingrained from our parents. And my mom was always like that. It's like whatever you are involved with is your fault. If I would try to say a teacher didn't like me, I say, the student started it or something like that, something of that nature, she didn't want to hear any of that. You're involved, it's your fault. And to this day, I live like that, right? So I'm having a conversation with my therapist, Better Health, by the way, if you guys want to check something out where you don't have to actually go to an office. And I'm going to give you like a coupon code or something. This isn't a promotion. I'm just telling you, it makes life a lot easier. But anyway, we're speaking, and I'm going over the year, right? Because we're at the year's end, and I'm just mulling over things, and I'm like, I dropped the ball here, and I failed here, and da-da-da-da-da. Man, I've lost. The amount of money I've lost this year in business, insurmountable. Like, if I start telling you what it is, you'd be like, there's no way you're still doing this, right? Doing all this stuff. And that's kind of where the convo led to as well. But anyway, I was just telling her and stuff, and she's like, let me ask you something. Aren't you doing like a little course or like a program you said? I'm like, yeah, it's a journey. It's like, yeah. And when did you come up with this? And I'm like, well, the initial fact I told you, 10 years ago, I had intermittent wiring, and I'm going over this stuff, and she's like, So give yourself a little grace. I'm like, huh? She's like, you're over here telling me all these massive failures of this year, all this stuff that went down the drain. But tell me of Paige's birth, your kid. That eclipses all that other shit. She didn't say shit, but you know what I'm saying. You're doing this course, something that you said you would do 10 years ago and you didn't get to it, now you're getting to it. You're doing your quantum leap stuff. And we start going over things. And she's like, give yourself a little grace. I know you have high expectations of yourself, but those expectations are going to keep hampering your progress if you don't sit there and enjoy what's what now. And it's funny because you know me, I always speak on gratitude. But I also know I have kind of this thing where I see this great picture for everyone else, but when it comes to me, no excuse, Guapo. You should not be making those kind of choices, doing this, da-da-da. And I'm sure a couple of you out there that are watching this video are like, I'm the same way, I get it, right? And I'm here to tell you, give yourself a little grace. I had to catch myself, man. I got to be grateful. Just a couple weeks back, some lady almost ran me off the road, and I ran into the curb, to avoid the car accident. I had Penelope in the back. We're going to her tap class, or one of those classes. I don't know. She's in much classes. And, I'm like wilding out. The lady's there, and she's like, oh, sorry, da-da-da. I'm like, sorry, yo, learn how to drive. Like, you were literally in the turning lane. You almost killed us, da-da-da. Anyway, my tire blew out. Right, so there I'm on the side of the road, and I'm jacking it up, and Penelope's giving me shit like, you should have been a new car, all this stuff, where she's right. But anyway, I'm doing this, and then I got the spare, and I got the donut, I dropped Penelope off, and I'm trying to find a tire shop around here, and I can't find anybody with used tires. I find one spot, I get there, it's this Jewish gentleman, and the guy goes to me, he's like, hey, look, we don't got used tires in your size, but I got this brand new one. And I'm like, really? $180. I'm like, oh my God, you understand I'm in a hoopty? Why am I paying $180 in a hoopty for a new tire? I don't need a new tire. I need a used tire for like $46. But, prisoner of circumstance, I had to say yes because I needed my vehicle. As I drove away from there and felt like I got, it came over me and it's like, yo, bro, like, look at you. You know what those $180 bought you? Possibly not being in a car crash. Because had you not had, before that, I'm like, oh man, I should have just slowed down prior, or I should have been paying attention to this, or I should have been. But no, that action possibly saved me from a car accident that probably would have been worse. Because I had my daughter in the back. And just that day, she decides to sit on this side. So who knows where it could have gone. And I remember sitting there like, yo, those $180 bought me peace, bought me health. And I was grateful. And that's all part of reframing as well. But in this instant, give yourself grace. I know you may have fallen off, or you're not doing every day the way it's supposed to do. Maybe out of the 3 activities, you're only meditating, or you're only visualizing, and the journaling is falling apart. You're like, ah, man, I suck at this, I suck at this. Calm down. Give yourself grace. You know why? You can't undo 7+ years of damage in a 30-day period. You can start working on it, and that's what we're doing here. And that can, I believe it leads to a quantum leap. But if it doesn't, and all it does is shift your perspective going into the new year and gets you going, gets you rocking, gets you rolling, and 2024 becomes what it should be, you're okay. Give yourself a little grace. We always speak on time, and people believe in everything should be quick, or you're far behind, or you didn't make it. You should. Today, for me, give yourself a little grace. Take it easy on you, and let you breathe a little. Because we're going to get through this. I guarantee you, at the end of this journey, you're going to thank yourself. Not me. You're going to thank yourself. Go easy on you today. See you tomorrow.